Good, y'all. It's your boy, Holy Shabazz, HOLYSHABAZZ. Like I always say, I don't care what they say about you in these streets. Your boy Pablo, mess with your main. Nah, I be making money off the internet. The internet is a very cool place, you know? I've met some of the coolest people off the internet. Built a whole business off this hoe, just off the backs of people liking me and just wishing me to do well. And that's super cool. You're like, wow, the internet's a cool place. You know, you can do crazy cool stuff here. Meet a lot of people, learn a lot of information. But then as a content creator, I always have these examples of people that the internet just like randomly turns on, usually because they deserve it, you know, one way or another. Sometimes if they deserve it, it's kind of debatable, but regardless, it's just crazy to see how the internet will just decide to completely turn on somebody. We've seen it with Joey Swole. Joey Swole said the word colored. Is that a good word to say? Nah, not at all. Joey Swole's also like a 45-year-old man from like northeastern America, I feel like, or something. Like he's probably gonna say words like that. Saying the word colored casually on a live stream, I'm just not gonna hold you to the fire for that. Maybe I don't like it, but I'm just not gonna hold you to the fire for that. They talked and guilt tripped bro off the internet, and then you have people like PirateSoftware, similar but different. So PirateSoftware is this dude that used to work for Blizzard. He's a game developer. He built a whole following, basically just being like a educated man, layman's term type guy. Like seems very intelligent because he has the resume to prove he's been doing jobs in gaming. Everybody likes gaming. I like gaming. He's been developing games. His dad's a game developer. So he just basically took over YouTube, just kind of breaking down and describing games. And the way the internet has turned on, bro, it's pretty scary to me. It's crazy. They went from like gained probably like 2 million subs on YouTube in like 2 years, bro. Pretty crazy feat. To go from that to like now he's losing 100k subs like a day or some shit. It's like
Blizzard for 7 years.
I worked on everything from World of Warcraft Vanilla all the way to Overwatch. I didn't work on Burning Crusade. That was the only thing I didn't work on. My dad worked there for 23 years. He was a cinematic editor, so he was the director of cinematics, technically. But any cutscene, any cinematic you ever saw, he worked on it. Every single one of them. I quit Blizzard because it sucked, dude. They paid me 36% of industry standard for my job. The working conditions were terrible. Working hours were terrible. It's a legendary company because people put legendary amounts of effort into it, even though they're under legendarily terrible working conditions. It wasn't worth it. So I left, and I went to Amazon Game Studios, which is literally right up the street. It's 4 minutes away. And I got paid like a real human being. That was basically it.
So you see, it's kind of like chill bro vibes, like chill bro millennial vibes, like nonchalant cool guys. I like them. They mess with him, bro. He was going up on YouTube and shit. Like it makes sense. Like I was mad at it, but watching how quickly the people turn on him is crazy.
Example of this. Undertale is the best example of this. Undertale is made by Toby Fox. Undertale is a brilliant goddamn game. It's very good. It's also coded like shit.
Oh wow.
And that's fine.
Okay.
If you look at the decompiles that people have done of Undertale, you'll find that there are rooms that have hundreds of if statements checking the same value, then it sets it to 0, then it checks it again before doing anything. Meaning all of those if statements did nothing except for take processing power. There are sections of the game that show, like, oh, here's an example. All the dialogue in all of Undertale is in a single switch case statement in one object. It's thousands and thousands of cases long. Single object, all of the dialogue in the game. Hard-coded into that object. Insane. Insane behavior.
So he just breaks stuff down, bro. He just breaks stuff down. Yeah, he just breaks stuff down. Breaks stuff down from a coding perspective. Super boring, but still makes it kind of entertaining. Bro is making coding entertaining, which I think is cool. Like, all this code is the backside of all the stuff that we use. So we need people to make it cool. You know what I mean? Because all of this coding is how we do all of the shit we do with all of the screens. All of the screens is coding and programming. So We need people that know how to do that, you know, and people that are interested in that. And I feel like he was doing that. He was making people interested in that. He was gaming, had a whole content creation thing going on, and the people just turned on, bro. They turned on him. Damn.
YouTuber or streamer that has actually pissed me off so much from what they say and how they act. There's a lot of people that like fake stuff, do bad things, have said bad things, have done bad things. But holy fuck, PirateSoftware might be the most insufferable human on this entire planet. Like, dude.
God damn, he's the most insufferable human on the entire planet?
What the fuck? Just say you're wrong. And I saw something that he said like, oh, if I just say I'm wrong, that's idiocracy because I don't explain my thought process behind it. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. I watched him before all the drama and I didn't even notice this stuff, but holy fuck, the way he talks now, it's like he's the expert in everything for some reason. And he's like talking down to you. I fucking hate it, man. And like, I think it's stupid to go and just like hate on his stream and like, I think it's fucking stupid to do all that shit. Because why? Why would you? You can't blame people who are disliking you because you are acting insufferable. How do you constantly get proved wrong?
Insufferable is a subjective word. Bro definitely should admit he was wrong. This all stems from bro leaving his friends in a World of Warcraft game. That's why everybody hates him.
Everybody that goes out there and is like, oh, he's a Nepo baby. He only got his career through his father. Nobody knew who my dad was, and that was by design. We didn't want that shit to affect my career.
They definitely knew who your fucking dad was, bro. You have the same fucking name as your fucking dad, bro. Also, your dad got some crazy curlage going on, dog. What the fuck? What the fuck? I see where you get the flow from, son. That's crazy, son. But no, they knew that was your fucking dad, bro. There's no way they didn't know. Like, there's no way that they were like, oh, you're Christopher John? And you be working in video games, huh? You kind of look like my friend Jason John, who's also from the same area as you. And has a house right where you had a house. I've actually been to his house. There was also a kid that looked like you that used to run around there. Are you his son? Duh, nigga.
The only thing he did was help me with my resume because I wrote it like shit the
Probably read that shit like, this looks like something Jason would have wrote.
first 3 times. And he was like, that resume sucks. And I was like, why does it suck? And he's like, it sucks because of this. And I was like, you suck. And then because he wanted me to be able to have a job anyway. He did the same thing for
Yeah, dudes like this suck because it's like, bro, you were blessed with an advantage of having, a lot of people like, bro, especially my community, I'm gonna be honest, bro, a lot of people in our community don't have shit from our fathers, you feel me? Not us as fathers, but the fathers above us, especially niggas was in jail, crack, woo. They wasn't even out here like that, you know? Fatherhood is getting much better in my community now, in my generation, but back then, our fathers, they weren't there. The ones that were here, they were kind of, your dad gave you a whole job. That's true generational family wealth. He taught you how to do something, gave you a career, and then inspired you to do something, you did it, and then gave you like a resume, something that they could, you know, he could show you the way to make it some money. That shit's beautiful. And instead of being like, yeah, thanks to my dad, you know, niggas gotta be like, nah, nigga, I did it all by myself. I didn't even want to make video games because of my dad. I saw my dad, I was like, I want to make better video games than this nigga, man. Fuck this nigga, man. I'm way better than this. Like, I just can't be grateful that you come from a good family, bro. Like, that's okay. It's good. It's a good thing. That's better than okay. That's great.
For my brother, we both applied. My brother didn't get the job, and I did. That was it.
Probably like, we can't hire both his sons. That's kind of fucking too much. That's way too much. Let's hire one. Which one has the better resume? Hire the younger one. That one. Okay.
And then I didn't get any help outside of that. That was the whole point of that. That was the entire point of that shit.
After that, you kind of don't need help because once you get a job in something, now you have experience. Experience beats help. You don't need a recommendation like that if you have experience.
And I had to do it all on my own. And nobody even knew until then, 4 years into my career. So if you don't believe me on it, but you somehow have turned my dad into the patron saint of video games, then you should probably believe him on it. And if you don't believe that at that point, you're just cooked, man.
You either believe me or my dad, who I told to say that he didn't help me.
Just you being angry to be angry. You should probably go outside.
One time he had
That's hilarious.
his boss
For
had
you.
come to me because he came to me to apologize that one of his people talked to me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, well, Thor came up and was talking to you, and I don't think that's appropriate and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. I go, just so you know, I'm going to keep talking to Thor when he comes and talks to me because he's my son. This was 2 years after he worked for this
It was
guy.
actually
This guy
Thor. He
did
was
not
wrong.
know that Thor was my son.
This is one guy. That doesn't mean the guy that's hiring people, who does background checks and calls around, calls schools, looks into your degree, your background, your criminal history, your credit history. They do these deep dives. They don't know that. You don't think he called back and was like, hey, yo, that's, you know, woo-woo, that's his son. You know, the other nigga, that's also his son. You don't think they let him know? That's ridiculous, because one guy came up to you, bro. One anecdotal dude didn't know that was your son. He might have just forgot. He might have also known and forgot. It's quite a possibility. Like, this is just an anecdotal story.
And it's okay for Thor to come talk to him, you know, but it was in public. It was in the quad at work.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, he can talk to me anytime, just like anybody else at Blizzard could come talk to me, you know.
Let's roll the actual clip.
Shit, now this is actually really dumb. It's used car salesman garbage. This is shit. It's shit. Not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to. That is awful. That is a horrible goddamn direction. That's awful, dude. No, eat my entire ass. The level of stupid that I just had to receive was like sitting on Twitter for 12 hours. This shit sucks. That's a really stupid ass move. That's incredibly stupid ass move. I think this is ass. This is complete garbage. All of this can eat shit then. I dropped the mask entirely. I have no qualms about that.
I dropped the mask entirely. It's kind of funny.
They can eat my entire ass. The whole thing. That's
The whole thing. He can eat my entire ass. It's just hilarious.
stupid as shit.
Yeah, not exactly a constructive take. Especially on a movement trying to preserve games people paid for. And to be clear,
There's a movement out there that he basically shat on, and the whole movement was saying that, like, there's these games now, everything's DLC. This is about to get real nerdy. I'm sorry. Most games are DLC now. Back in the day, we had like hardware, like discs or cartridges. You buy the game, you have the physical game, play it, plug it into the hardware. But now a lot of games are downloadable, so they have a lot of components that are actually being held in servers, you know. And then when people, like, the companies stop hosting the servers because people aren't buying the games, they're not buying the DLCs anymore, so they're like, wow, we pay this X amount of dollars a year to keep this server up. The people that paid for the games originally, even if they haven't played the game in 2 years, you should have the right to play the game whenever you want, right? Because you bought it that one time. They disconnect, stop paying for the server, so you lose access to the game. So now it's like this idea that, like, that's why you see in servers now and in games now, when you're buying video games, you're not even buying the video game, you're buying the licensing to use the game. So it used to be you would buy the actual game, you have a copy of the game, that is your own individual copy, you know what I'm saying? Still, there's legal ramifications on what you could do with duplication of that copy, but it's your copy. There's no way anybody can limit the access. You bought it, you paid for it, it's yours. But now, since it's like you're just asking for licensing, once there's the servers cut off and they cut off the licensing, well, it's just like having a ticket to an amusement park and trying to use that same ticket the next day. You can't do it. So it's the idea of, like, should games be selling the licensing to games as like an amusement park ticket that is good until they say it's no longer good? Or are you buying a copy of the entire game in its entirety one time when you purchase that fee? At $80 a copy, you should get the fucking game, bro. You should get the fucking game, bro. But PirateSoftware, for some reason, a game developer, does not agree with that. He thinks that it should be more of a licensing-based strategy.
be clear, the issue isn't that Thor necessarily disagrees with SKG. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion. You don't have to back every movement. The real problem is how he voices those opinions. It's often antagonistic, exaggerated, and framed to make himself look right. Sometimes at the cost of misrepresenting what's actually being said. And that's unfortunate because SKG deserves thoughtful critique. It's not perfect, but there's a big difference between helping improve a movement and dunking on it for internet clout. Moist Critical, Louis Rossman, and others have called out the misinformation. And while I don't regularly follow Thor, I've seen plenty of eyebrow-raising takes, especially in cybersecurity. Like when I had people flooding my comments repeating his claim that VPNs are only good for geolocation changes.
Just watched your short saying VPN doesn't make you safer. Then what does?
VPN is not a security product. It is never going to be a security product. If you want to be safer on what you are doing, stop logging into critical accounts that you have on public access internet. Don't do that. Ever. Ever at all. It is not
It's good advice, though.
a security product.
Here's the thing. VPNs aren't worthless. They're oversold. Sure. But they serve a purpose. In business, in ZTNA,
Masking, for sure.
zero trust network access, and especially on untrusted public networks like hotel Wi-Fi or airport terminals. I've gone over this in other videos.
He is right though. The way you get hacked is by accessing public Wi-Fi. Because if you, whatever data you send through public Wi-Fi, someone that can intercept that connection or intercept that signal can read everything you're sending, including your passwords, whatever, video transmission, anything. Because you're using the same signal to send it out. You know what I mean? So I mean, he's right about that. But VPNs do help. They do mask your location, mask your IP, mask a bunch of stuff. VPNs do help. I don't know why he's saying that's just not a security thing. It's not like as good as an actual security application. That might be better, but a VPN is definitely very useful. I agree with bro. So I think the main problem with PirateSoftware is the way he's, and people probably say that about me too. Sometimes it's like, even though I be joking, so if y'all say that about me, you're just a bunch of bitches. But no, I'm just kidding. It's not what he says, it's how he says it. But the biggest thing is not even this. His hatred of people being able to own video games. I guess that makes sense. He's a video game developer. He'd make more money if you didn't own the video games and you just own the licensing, because that means you have to go buy something else. You lose games. If you're losing games, you got to go buy other games. Increases the likelihood you might buy a game he's working on, but that's neither here nor there. Conspiracy.
Software's having the worst meltdown of his career and is losing hundreds of thousands of followers. See, Jason Hall used to be the face of indie devs. He showcased his coding on stream and built a following by sounding like the smartest guy in the room. He used to be loved by everybody, so what exactly happened? Well, during a hardcore raid in World of Warcraft, PirateSoftware messed up, and a lot of team members lost their characters permanently. It was a bad call, everybody makes them, but instead of taking accountability, Jason blamed everybody else. He refused to apologize and just kept doubling down.
Yeah, I've told y'all about this, the compounding L theory, bro. I truly believe it. I will always believe it is real. When you take an L, you do gotta just be like, hey man, my bad, that was on me. Take your L, sit with it, let people dance around you. Not too much, but you know, they're gonna nanny boo boo. You let them do their thing, all right, and then somebody else will get an L, and then yours will disappear. You can move around. But if you got an L, you're supposed to take your L. Women are really bad about this. That's how I feel like their lives end up spiraling. It all starts with one L, and this L is definitely meant for you, but you deny the L. You're like, no, this L is not for me. L has your name on it though. It's for you. We all take L's in this life, and this one is for you because you are also human. But you're like, no, you deny the L. The L grows twice in size. So now you got this big ass L. Now it's like, all right, this is definitely you. Your L still got your fat ass name on the side. This L is for you. But you're like, no, it's not my L. The L grows twice inside, bro. The compounding L theory, bro. Now you got this fuck ton of an L. Can't even carry it no more. It's just sitting there. It's for you, bro. And you're like, no, it's not my L. The L grows twice inside. Nigga, now you just have this mountain of an L sitting in front of you. Your name etched in the side like Mount Rushmore. Dost thou deny it? Thou does. It doubles in size, and now it's the size of the fucking planet, nigga. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like you just have to accept your L's, bro. But it's tough for people that believe that they're smarter than everyone. They're like, how dare they think that I'm wrong? Wrong? With their pitiful intelligence, that could never. Like, come on, bro. You're just wrong. Just be wrong. It's fine. And I would keep saying it's mainly because in the system of public school education and just education in general, we make not knowing be a super bad thing instead of not knowing just being you didn't know. So everybody hates being wrong because being wrong means you're stupid instead of just meaning you made a mistake, which is very different.
Which was such a weird hill to die on, people started questioning his entire smart guy persona. And as it turns out, Jason's been confidently wrong about a lot of things, but he says them with full conviction and always turns criticism into a full-on meltdown on stream, which the entire thing just makes him seem more like an egomaniac than anything else. But the final straw was with the Stop Killing Games movement, which he misrepresented completely and acted like everyone else was just too dumb to understand the industry. And at that point, even his fans were just over it, because your dad might work at Blizzard, but if you can't admit that you're wrong and you think that everyone else is the problem, well, people just stop listening. PirateSoftware could be in legal trouble after allegedly defrauding his viewers. See, during a now deleted stream, Jason accidentally leaked his DMs, showing him and one of his mods planning to use an alt account to fake engagement during a hype train and basically bait donations from his viewers. Now, if you don't know, a hype train is a feature on Twitch that encourages back-to-back donations, and PirateSoftware is known for two things: being the first ever second-generation Blizzard employee TV and being one of the top hype train record holders on the platform. But this is where things get shady because Jason pays his moderators, which is a good thing, you know, don't get me wrong, but in this case specifically, they were basically paying themselves to trick viewers into keeping the hype train alive, and Jason pretended like it was just some random fan. Now, a YouTube lawyer called Legal Mindset broke it down and said that not only could this violate Twitch's TOS, but Pirate could also be subject to federal and state fraud laws if any donors or advertisers felt like they were being misled. PirateSoftware also responded by doubling down and saying that the mod is free to do whatever he wants, but the fact that he was told ahead of time that it would happen and he still decided to play along isn't exactly a trustworthy look on his part.
Much more. It seems like, yeah, the internet has turned on PirateSoftware. PirateSoftware. Like, I could dig it, man. It's just scary as somebody that also makes content. Like, bro, you could go up, do all this stuff, and be having a great time, then make one wrong decision, even though this is many double downs on the same L, but still, one bad week, bro's had, or one bad stream, couple bad streams, few bad streams, and everybody fucking hates you. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about it, bro. But it happens every day, bro. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe. HOLYSHABAZZ. Like I always say, I don't care what they say about you in these streets, boy Pablo, mess with your main. This is also another episode of the Viral Vault, the Viral Vault, the Viral Vault, the Viral Vault. So yeah, we'll have some more of these coming. Be working on more. There was hoping you enjoying these Viral Vaults. Got a nice playlist for you. Got some good merch coming out. Probably got some new music coming out too pretty soon. You know, a little bit of everything. You know, I do. You know, I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, but still probably better than a master of one type deal. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, don't just be on the lookout for that. You know, I love you. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate your support. Till the next one. Boy, you better know it.